Hello, my name is Steeven Duenas and I major in biomedical engineering. This is my IDH presentation about my story. First, we're going to talk about a little bit about myself. I am Ecuadorian. I came from Ecuador when I was around 8 years old, and ever since then, I feel like I never really fit in. I didn't have a connection with my relatives or friends back in Ecuador because I felt like I was culturally excluded because I left at such a young age. In Miami, I felt the same way. I didn't really fit in with the Spanish or English speakers. This caused me to become a kind of introvert, and I didn't really like to socialize. Later in high school, I realized there was one thing we all shared in common, and that was anatomy. We could all be a little different from here and there, but at the end of the day, we're all pretty similar. It wasn't until my sister started going to medical school, I saw a bunch of her notes and books lying around whenever she visited, and I was curious since it took most of her time. When I started researching about the topic, it fascinated me by the human anatomy and biology. Coming from a family of doctors, I found people I could talk to and form new connections with the subject. Next topic. With my civic engagement, I don't know where to really start. I worked with the Women, Breast, Heart, and Health Initiative, which is a group that helps women in need to get free mammograms and even heart screenings. With this organization, I basically educated women about breast and health and provided undeserved women with mammograms and heart screenings right in their own neighborhood through a door-to-door outreach. Some major obstacles I faced with this organization was not being directly able to interact with the women I was helping because in the organization it made it very clear that no women likes to talk about their breasts to other men, and basically we should all just stand back and watch while carrying the women's stuff, which I found was kind of lacking in a sense. By lacking is what I mean is the lack of hands-on experience with the women I'm helping, and I can't really see the impact I have with them. There was one aspect I found really interesting while working with this organization is that their way of measuring success. They measure success calling back at these women 30 days and 60 days after their mammogram, and even up to a yearly kind of talk. And this really keeps track of all the women they've helped and also the impact they've made by counting how many women they help with a free mammogram and how many women they've educated with the door-to-door outreach. Here I'm gonna play a video from a local news outlet that further interviews the organization and talks in detail about what their goal is and what they hope to achieve.
As we continue highlighting stories of hope this Breast Cancer Awareness Month, this week we meet Andrea Ivory. Thanks to early detection, Andrea is now a breast cancer survivor, but not everyone is as fortunate as she is. Many low-income women and those without insurance often can't afford the costs of mammograms and other breast cancer screenings. Realizing how critical early detection was to saving her life, Andrea is now on a mission to make these screenings accessible to all women.
When I received my breast cancer diagnosis, it was an aha moment for me. I just immediately thought, okay, now what am I supposed to do with this? I always tell people I never ask why me, I ask what for. And the what for became the Women's Breast and Heart Initiative. I had an epiphany that I was supposed to go and reach women where they are, knock on their doors and educate them. People think we're trying to sell something, and they find out that these are volunteers who are giving of their Saturday mornings just to provide a service and offer them an opportunity to change their lives. They are so receptive. We target single-family home neighborhoods with median incomes at 200 to 250% of the poverty level. We go door to door to educate and do intake and make appointments for women to participate in our screening and wellness day. The women that we've made appointments for actually come out to a neighborhood location and we bring in mobile mammography, or we transport women for mammograms. We also provide them with hypertension, glucose, and cholesterol screenings. And then we engage them in physical activity and nutrition sessions. They're so focused on just meeting the day-to-day challenges that they don't think about prevention. You know, they don't think about wellness. And it's not enough that we swoop into a neighborhood, serve women for 1 year. That's really not doing them the best service. So we have an ongoing recommended screening program where we follow them year after year. We mail them birthday cards, we mail them postcards, we call them. We establish relationships with them because we want to provide a continuum.
So there's 1,000 materials. As you see that you're running
Our
low.
latest addition to the strategy is our College Campus Club program. We provide a bridge from classroom to clinical, theory to practice. And in the same token, when we take these volunteers out into the neighborhoods, we have actually helped foster empathy, something that's so needed in this day and time in our country. We need empathy. The work will never be done. We will always be educating and providing services because it's not just a service-based organization. It is also a knowledge-based organization. We train the students and corporations and volunteers about the early detection and prevention guidelines, and then they train others. So it's an lasting chain of learning and growing and empowering not only the women that we serve, but the community at large.
What incredible work they are doing. The Women's Breast and Heart Initiative is going out on their last walk for the year this weekend, but they are still in need of volunteers as they prepare to hit the pavement again in February. If you would like to help out, visit flbreasthealth.com. We'll have more information for you on our Facebook page at Your South FL.
Next topic. What I want to do most in life is to be happy, to do whatever I want to do, and what I want to do is help others. That's why I partnered with somebody like the Breast, Heart, and Health Initiative, and fell in love with what they do and how they help other people. That's why I want to follow a career in the medical field. That's why to get there I need to, first of all, get good grades, take the MCAT, pass the MCAT. Well, not pass, but get a good enough score to be accepted into good educational programs that are reserved for medicine or medical schools in general. The institution that fits my bill is the University of Chicago. Although it's very hard to get into, I feel like that university is the right fit for me. The main reason why I chose the University of Chicago as my university is because out of the 50% of the financial aid that was applied for, 42% got in. So that makes it a really high chance I would get accepted for these scholarships. And the average percent of the scholarships, most people met their need, which means that they got the amount of money they asked for, which the total debt after graduation would only be very low considering it's a private university. It'd be around $15,000, which is totally doable for the career path I will be choosing to go. The hyperlink in the word bill basically sends you to the US News website where you could look at the different aspects of the university, like the admission, academics, and the student life. And one of my questions would be towards kind of myself, but also the university, to be, what would the difference mainly be between the transition from a public community college to a private institution? Would it be a difficult one, or would it be like a easy process to get through? Next topic. This last segment is gonna be about my future career. As stated earlier, I want to be a surgeon because I was fascinated with the human anatomy, from not only the chemistry and the biology, but also the aspect of helping other people. I've learned a lot from my community needs assessment, and it's helped me grow to develop more love for helping other people and seeing just how much you could impact a person's life through dedication and hard work. Surgeons and physicians are a very competitive field. Well, in general, the whole medicine field is highly competitive. It makes the most money, but it also helps a lot of people. My main motivation on becoming a surgeon is to help people that had the same heart disease that my late grandmother had. I not only want to help them, but I also want to continue checking up and following up to make sure they don't fall in that same state again. First, to get to being a surgeon or a physician, I would have to first get into a 4-year institution, and after that I'd have to take the MCAT. I'd have to get a good score on the MCAT to then transfer into a medical school, which would help me flourish my skills on becoming a surgeon. And from there I would have to go through my many years of residency, and then finally I'd be able to become an actual full-fledged surgeon. My second question would most likely be directed into the residency and surgeon program. Would I be able to change my specialty once I'm set on it, or am I locked in to that specialty for the rest of my medical career? Here are the sources that I used for my presentation, and thank you so much for watching.